Hey y'all, it's about to be December, so I thought we would do a new pick a card reading to find out what's going to go on for you during the month. This little guy is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're going to listen to general energies, basically there is an element to all the piles of being stuck in your head, of overthinking. The energy slows down in December, in terms of nature cycles. And I'm feeling, like an unnatural fight against that, against meditation and reflection and peace and rest. Um, Also, a need to lighten up with the Fool being bottom of the deck. This says fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So I get like a need to lighten up. Also, a message of facing how you feel, dealing with how you feel, really integrating and purging that last bit so you can truly rest this winter. 6 of Pentacles, another energy of simplifying, of innocence, of sweetness, enjoying like sweetness and simplicity. As well as the Snake Princess, the serpentine path to power, embracing the feminine aspect of life, the more nurturing, soft side. That's also very powerful. Thinking about the wisdom of the year. This representing the Kundalini energy, which ties into meditation, evolution, personal evolution. Okay? Let's do it. One. This little guy. December. I'm feeling like, no, I'll leave them in order. Let's start with your Rider-Waite. So we've got the Hanged Man, new perspective on everything you've learned, of everything you've experienced. And I'm feeling like you've been avoiding this process of evolving with something that was troubling you deeply. It feels like your whole life, or at least for a good chunk of it. But now you've come to a place where you're finally seeing it from a new perspective, and instead of like being held there against your will to evolve and painfully go through this, it's like you did it willingly. You've done it willingly. You're doing it willingly. And there's more of a sense of like I'm getting like a Harley Quinn hanging, doing the yoga trapeze, like just very peacefully, like even though it's like a really difficult situation, like making the most of it, being peaceful in that. Even like having fun in that situation. With the 3 of Swords. Yeah, you had to face a lot. Feels like childhood family trauma. Okay? But a lot of the stuff that was troubling you wasn't even true. A lot of the stuff that was troubling you, you were carrying burdens of others, pain of others. You're learning to send that pain back. It's not yours to carry. You're having a fresh new perspective on family, your childhood. You're starting to remember the good moments. It's not just like a painful blur anymore. And I'm hearing them like you're ready. Like you're just ready. You just feel ready. You don't feel like pained. You don't feel dragged down. You don't feel like you're in a fog. You feel like you're ready to move on finally. You finally dealt with it. You're finally dealing with it for some of you. And you're ready to move on from this pain that you've been experiencing for, like I said, a good chunk of your life. 6 of Wands reversed. Let's keep going. The Moon reversed. 2 of Cups reversed. 8 of Pentacles. Six of Swords, yeah. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Tower reversed. There we go. Five of Swords reversed, yeah. Okay, so see that one? Yeah. And the Sun and the Ace of Swords reversed. Okay. Some of you haven't exactly had the aha moments, but they're coming in December, which will help heal you from the pain you've been experiencing. You'll be illuminated with the Sun. Okay, that definitely ties into what I was seeing here. Ace of Swords. You haven't quite had that aha moment yet. Okay. So there's all your Rider-Waite. We're going to walk through it. Okay. You're definitely healing your inner child. Like, that's happening in December. It's either like the final stretch of healing, or you're going to have some serious aha moments that are going to like really jumpstart your healing and accelerate it. Eight of Pentacles. It's like you're willing to do this work. I was talking about that. You're finally willing. You're not doing it against your will. You're not feeling tied up and bound by the healing work. Like, you're doing it willingly. Because you're ready to take accountability for your inner child. You're ready to reparent yourself. You're ready to have a fresh perspective on what happened to you as a child. For some of you, you might have like good parents, but it's like in some ways, like they just didn't see what you were going through. And now when I say reparent yourself, it's like you're being the parent to yourself to walk yourself through the things you went through that your parents did not see. Okay. For some of you, you had really troubled parents, really difficult relationship with your parents, and probably still do. Which has affected your relationships with the Two of Cups being reversed. I'm also getting a message of just like all the past romantic relationships that you've had with the Two of Cups being reversed, they do not resonate with you anymore. You maybe have even had people come back recently, especially with like Mercury retrograde, being in Scorpio. A lot of people from your past came back, and it doesn't have to only be romantic. It could be like friendships that were borderline romantic, very close friendships that were even potentially borderline romantic. It's basically just like a close emotional relationship, but a strong message of the romances of your past do not resonate with you anymore. The dynamic, the emotional dynamic specifically, as well as friendships. So I'm sensing like a fresh start. You're having a fresh start in your life. Also with the Fool, the bottom of the deck, being here for you. I'm seeing this more as like the Fool in the Rider-Waite deck of like fresh start, new beginning. So for all of you who chose this pile, I'm feeling a split, like I said, but for all of you, it's like you're going to finally complete the healing. Whether it's going to be a lot at once, accelerated, or it's like the final stretch that you've already been working through. I just want to clarify the Ace of Swords to see if there's any other messages. I feel like maybe there is. The Eight of Swords is the bottom of the deck as well for all the piles. So it's like you may still be kind of in your head about a lot of this stuff, and it's probably still heavy. You're still purging, but hang in there, you know? Hang in there. Okay. Like you can walk right out of this pain as soon as you face it. And then it'll really be a thing of the past. It won't be something that haunts you anymore. What is this Ace of Swords reversed? And it won't be something that spills over into all the relationships you have, your friendships, your romantic relationships. You're really getting a fresh start. Like your whole family is going to look at you different. They've always kind of looked down on you. It feels like you might have some people who are still kind of looking down on you in December with the Six of Wands being reversed. But with the Tower card being here, even in reverse, paired with the Moon in reverse, I'm getting a sense of like the collective feeling around you. The people you spend most of your time with, your family, the collective feeling about you, about who you are, is shifting dramatically. Which may be why you got the Eight of Swords. Let me show you, in case you're not familiar. Because not only are the people around you kind of freaking out about your transformation, but you are too. And it's a big transformation, I'm hearing, understandably. So don't doubt that your guides and your angels are there for you. You know, this is the bottom of the deck energy for all the piles. Okay, so first let's clarify the Ace of Swords reversed. Are there any more messages from that? Okay, so I'm thinking that's only for about half of you. There are some serious aha moments assisted by the universe that will come to you that will illuminate what you need to have a new perspective on in order to heal this pain and heal your inner child, okay? Pay attention. The universe is speaking to you, communicating with you. The universe is helping you. Look for synchronicities. They come in all forms. Follow your intuition, okay? This is not a time for logic with the swords being reversed. This is a time for tuning into how you feel, because that's where your intuition is connected, okay? With the Tower and the Moon being reversed, with the Six of Wands being reversed, I just want to get one more card for that, if I may. The Chariot reversed. Yeah, okay. So the Chariot is a card of Cancer. Cancer is very emotional, very home-oriented, very family-oriented. I'm getting mother healing for a lot of you, which makes sense with this being a bottom of the deck energy for all the piles. This is tapping into like your inner goddess, your inner feminine. So nurturing, self-nurturance is very important with the Chariot being reversed. I think some of you didn't get proper nurturance from your mother, whether, you know, she was aware of what you were going through or she just wasn't capable. There's a split there too. All of you have different types of mothers. And also, you know, since the Chariot is representative of Cancer, which is representative of the home, this is more about your family and the way they view you and the way you view yourself through the lens of your family, the way you view yourself in terms of how they latch their energy onto you of like negativity. It's like you're kind of sending all that back, like I was talking about at the beginning of the reading, like you're sending that pain back. Like, that's not my pain to carry, that's yours, okay? There's a lot of projecting within your family. They project negativity onto you, which is actually inside of them. So, yeah, this is really, if I'm seeing like a lot of stagnant, stuck energy with the Moon being reversed coming out. It's finally being dumped out. Like, it's been stuck. And I feel like you've been holding it for so long. You're like, I'm not carrying that anymore. I'm going to love myself. Can I get any more information about that? But look, confirmed. Six of Swords. You're like, I'm ready for smoother waters. I'm ready for my life to be more peaceful, with or without you guys. Like, not going to carry your pain anymore. I'm not going to carry your opinions of who I am anymore. It's like you're finally getting to know yourself. And I think in a lot of ways, now I'm seeing for all of you, Ace of Swords, your Ace of Swords moment that's coming in December, that's not here yet, which is why this is reversed, is you're going to have aha moments about all the great things about yourself. So you can love yourself. So you can be more peaceful. But, you know, this is a purging process, okay? So be patient with yourself. Definitely. You've also got this Ace of Pentacles reversed. Like this new life is waiting for you and the universe wants to give it to you as soon as this healing is done. It feels like this is coming in December too. You know, this, I feel like, is the card representative of your home life, of your family life, whether it's like your immediate family or your extended family. I'm not getting negative though, because it's reversed. It's like, you're not even gonna pay their thoughts any mind anymore. And then they're gonna just walk away. They want to hurt you. Some of them, for some of you, they want to hurt you. I'm not saying like physically hurt you. They want to like hurt your feelings. They want to make you feel bad about yourself. But you're just like, no, I'm not going to. And you're like, I have all these swords. I could fight back. I could make you feel bad. But I choose not to. And you're just like happy and content in yourself. Because this card upright can be like nasty battling. But I'm reading it reversed for you as like, these people can't battle you because you're not going to battle. You don't want to battle. You don't have to battle. It's exhausting. It's a toxic cycle. And you're going into this fresh new start of your life with no toxicity. Yeah, that's all the cards. Okie doke. Yeah, I see it now. Because you have the shadow attribute of the wounded child. That confirms it. But it's coupled with the healer. You're healing your own inner wounded child. And I feel like for a lot of you, actually, not even a split down the middle, like a good chunk of you, you've already been healing your inner child, but there's been like such an immense amount of stagnant, toxic energy like stored in your subconscious. I'm hearing a lot of room. Like you can carry a lot. So it's a really long process, or it seems that way, because there's so much that you've been storing for other people. For your family, feels like. Hero, heroine. Wow. Rescuer. Wow. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Look at you. See all these people, they want to look at you in a false light, in a negative light, but you're a healer, you're a hero, you're a rescuer, you're a liberator. Wow. So, let's just talk about this for a second. The split here. You know, like, I have a feeling like your family thinks like you're damaged goods. They treat you that way. Okay? This is just how your family views you. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. This is more representative of your family. Like, they're not willing to move on from how they negatively view you as a wounded child. However, you are moving on from it. They're just stuck in like that view. But then there will come a point where they can't see you, and I have a feeling you're about to just take off. And I mean, it would be silly for them to view you in this way. And I think it'll actually be very eye-opening for them, because they'll see how it was a very important part of your journey. So I think you're actually helping them to evolve. Maybe some of you are like, I don't give a shit about them, evolving. But there will also come a time when you're not mad at them anymore. And you'll have compassion. If you're not already there or seeing it, which I feel like some of you are. So this is how they view you, which is not how your story ends. And it was a very important part of your story to be wounded in your childhood. Really. So, but this is who you really are. And this is what's next. This is who you've always been. I mean, you had to go through all these tough experiences to heal yourself in order to know how to heal others. To liberate yourself from like this terrible subconscious fog that you've been carrying. To be the hero for your family's DNA, to teach your family, and to rescue yourself. To be empowered, to be healed, to rescue yourself. So we can talk about each one just so I want you to feel good about yourself. You deserve to feel good about yourself. Provides strength and support to others in crisis. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. I think that you've seen that some of you have kind of like fought back or bit back when your family was really terrible to you. But a lot of you, if not all of you, are going to see how this is a very toxic cycle. I'm making a circle right here. And acts out of love with no expectation of reward. The nicer you are to your family, the more it breaks the cycle, the more it frees this subconscious fog, this pain. Breaks the toxic cycle. Hero, heroine. Passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Yeah. Need I say more? You're rescuing yourself. Liberator. Freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs. You're absolutely healing family DNA. Releasing negative thought patterns. Exactly. The subconscious fog. Healer. Passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. You have proven this to yourself, and you will prove this to yourself in December. That you can do this. You're an alchemist. You're a healer. And you're also going to show others the way to do this for themselves, which is why you had to go through this. Okay. I try to be a little more organized. So basically, like, a new perspective, putting in the work, healing your inner child. Okay. Sailing into smoother waters. Those are really key for you. These are there too, so I just want it to be visually better for you. Okay, then we've got healer, rescuer, hero, heroine, liberator. The wounded child. Just for reference. It is an important part of your healing. Although you are moving, it's just, you're moving into this. Like really fully embodying this. It's like this person was buried underneath that like family trauma that you have been storing in your subconscious. A lot of the things that you've been judged for, your family has personality traits of, but they hide it. It's in the DNA of your family. Okay. Let's go. Let's do your Disney cards. 4. Okay, pay attention to when you see 44. Keep in mind that your journey is in a completely different land than your family. This is 4 of Cups. I've been kind of interpreting the 4 of Crowns just like based on my intuition. 4 Crowns. Okay, what I'm seeing with the 4 Crowns is you're specifically healing the mother line. Feels like 4 generations of mothers. So maybe do a little research into their personality traits and hobbies and possible dysfunctions. We all have them. We all have things we need to heal. That will teach you a lot. I'm seeing like 4 generations of queens. And then with the 4 of Cups, you're definitely like still feeling an emotional rut, but it's because you're still in the home stretch of healing, okay? And yeah, 4s. 4s are synchronicities that you should very much pay attention to. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles upright. This is further confirming what I was saying earlier about this new beginning the universe wants to give you. It's coming in December, tangibly, in one way or another. You're going to see a way to start a new job or move to a new town or have new relationships. These things are going to actually start for you in the physical world in December. And I'm hearing reclaim your power. You're going to really see that in your real life. And then it's just going to extend to everything. Your relationships, your job, where you live, your money. I'm feeling like a really strong improvement in your finances in December. Tell me how that resonates. Okay, that feels like very big. Ace of Pentacles. And the universe is assisting. So yeah, pay attention. Like if you see 44 when you go to a job interview or something, like that's confirmation that that's good. Yes. Take it how it resonates. Pay attention to the 4s. Also, 4 is about grounding. 4, I also see 4 as the Hanged Man, new perspective. So stay grounded, Don't get too in your head about things. Anytime you do, take care of your physical body. Bring yourself back down to earth, okay? Self-care is really key for you. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. Bats in the Berry. You can achieve great things. Okay. Just going to move these just for visual sake. bats in the berry, you can achieve great things. You've climbed to the top of this mountain. You've done the healing for you and your family. It's likely you're leaving them behind, but you've left a mark on them. You've helped them evolve. For a time, just appreciate your accomplishment and finish integrating the lessons and the healing. You've always been seen as kind of batty. It's kind of weird, but that's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you special, and that's part of your purpose and your calling. Elizabeth and the Lion. It's time to become a great leader. Makes sense with the crowns. I think that the 4 generations of women in your family, they exhibited certain leadership qualities, but their pain and trauma held them back. You're not going to let it anymore, and you're actually going to fully step into your power. And it feels like those 4 generations of women, some of them, maybe just 1 generation still being alive, some passed on, they're going to be really proud of you whether they tell you or not, because it's like their dream coming true as well. So part of your dreams in life, it's something that has been in your family DNA, because, not everything about your family's DNA is negative. I feel like December is a really good time to explore it. So I'm also feeling from this card, like, relax and let things come to you more. Don't do so much. Don't be so much in your masculine energy. Don't feel like you have to work so hard for things. Allow blessings and synchronicities to come to you. They want to, but you're just so outwardly active that it's like preventing things from flowing to you. So it's important to remember that, because this card talks about accepting difference and offerings as a queen, or king, with the lion. And the mermaid and the turtle, an elder will teach you. This is reversed, so an elder will teach you. Oh, you're resisting someone who's alive in your family, who's an elder, who has things to teach you about your family's DNA that's positive, or will help you understand the collective pain that you've been carrying in order to release it. So try to be a little more open to whoever this elder is. And also, I'm getting a message, reach out to them for information. And it's going to teach them too. Okay? That's your reading. My timestamp, so just need some water. Alrighty. 2. This little purple guy. December. 5 of Wands reversed. Sports. That's interesting. Sports. For some of you, it would be a good channel for your competitive energy, like a good way to channel it. Because your aggression is coming out too much, like in real life, you need to channel it, and a good way to do that would be sports. Interesting channeled message, it's for you. I'm seeing very dark and vibrant colors, like red, green, purple, black. If any of those colors like suit a team that you've been wanting to join, I'm thinking it's a yes. Green, purple, yeah, okay. I'm just feeling like over aggression. Like, not that you're like an overly aggressive person, but that you have like just natural aggression. You may have like really strong Mars or Aries in your astrological chart. So it's just like how you are naturally, but it's just not being channeled correctly. Knight of Cups. Yeah, I was sensing that you like have like a really good heart and you're very generous and sweet. I get the sense that you're in a phase of your life where you are maturing emotionally for one reason or another. It feels very transitional. And part of helping you to mature emotionally, to move from the Knight to the King, whether you're a man or a woman, it's just an energy, will be learning how to channel your aggression properly. The Star. Yeah, I'm getting kind of like a childlike, innocent, wish upon a star kind of vibe. Two of Wands. You're making plans for the next chapter of your life. And this time you want it to reflect your dreams and what you really, like what you wish for, what you've always wished for. For some of you, it's going to require breaking free of a group of people who have been holding you back. For the Five of Wands. Like the sports part won't apply for you, but this card is coming in for another group of you as breaking free from like whoever these people are. You're the one in the middle, you know? It's a general reading. Justice reversed. Yeah, that makes sense. Like with the Justice being reversed, it's like you're not really having like balanced exchanges with people. People are getting like upset with you because you do come off as overly aggressive, whether you think you do or not. So a lack of balanced exchanges, you know, in terms of like interpersonal communication. And then Justice card reversed, like maybe for the sports, for those of you who do dream about like being a part of a team in some way, like sports. Could be anywhere in that realm. It could be gymnastics. It could even be like dance. Dance, sometimes people consider to be a sport. You have been held back, and that's not justified because it is part of your life's calling and purpose. Like you have your dreams for a reason. Okay, so this is just like a clarifier. King of Wands. Yeah, I see an evolution of you from like the Knight of Cups to the King of Wands. If you find a proper outlet like for your energy, whether like it's aggression or not, you feel like a very fiery individual. When you find a proper outlet for like your fiery nature, you'll be able to like deal with your emotions better with this Knight of Cups, deal with other people better, and then become, you know, like I was saying earlier, I didn't even see this card yet. You're going to move from the Knight to the King. And the King of Wands, that's fire. You know, these are wands. This is a wand, and this is a king. This guy creates what he wants. He's a leader. It's successful. Also pay attention to like lizards. I see that as a synchronicity for you. Like if you ever see them in any way, and look up their meaning and how it applies for you in terms of like what you're going through when you see the lizard. Yeah, because there's like a bunch up here too. That feels significant for you. Yeah, like you can create your best life as soon as you channel all this fiery energy, this passionate energy, this aggressive energy, whatever applies, okay? That's fire. That's fire energy. It's different expressions of fire energy. Channel it properly, which will allow you to evolve emotionally so you can create your best life and nobody can hold you back. Think about the dreams you had as a child. That's all going to tie in. Because that's what I'm getting here with the Star. I'm getting like childhood dreams, innocence, purity. And then with the water, like emotions, you know? And they're free flowing. It's not like chaotic, it's like flowing because the energy is being channeled properly. Two of Swords reversed. Yeah, you also, you know, you feel like you've been kind of stuck in your own head, like in your own thoughts. Because not only is this fiery energy affecting your interpersonal communication, it's affecting like how you're thinking, your own thought process. But this is really promising because it's reversed. So in December, I see you figuring out how to channel this energy and breaking out of that, being stuck in your own head and evolving emotionally to pursue your dreams and actually make some plans. Make use of the Capricorn energy. I'm also getting a message that the eclipses are going to be very instrumental for your evolution emotionally, channeling your fiery willpower, and actually like putting your dreams into action. So pay attention to around that time. Make use of the energy. Okay, those are your Rider-Waite cards. We've got teacher. Maybe some of you want to be a coach, or you want to teach at a school with sports and you want to be involved in the sports in some way as well. Got orphan child, shadow attribute. So this says feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation. So as a child, you felt abandoned, either physically or emotionally, which stifled your emotional maturity level. So, I mean, it's never good to like put the blame on somebody else, but if you've been trying to identify like why you've kind of been stunted emotionally, it's because you felt abandoned as a child. And a child can't emotionally evolve if they don't feel like they're being like supported and loved. So in one way or another, you felt that way. But now you're really addressing this. I feel like you're gonna work through this energy. And then light attribute of the teacher, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Then you're gonna be in this place where you can teach others. Maybe you even want to be a teacher. Like I feel like for a lot of you, part of your life's calling is to teach. And that's a huge umbrella. I mean, that could be anything. You could teach through tarot. You could teach at a school. You could teach a team. Shadow attribute of the lover. For some of you, the romantic relationship that you've been in is holding you back. They exhibit qualities of the person who made you feel abandoned in your childhood, and you're kind of reliving that loop through this lover, and it feels like you're going to have to let them go in order to really like emotionally mature, or your dynamic's going to have to change. So it's up to you to identify that. I'm being drawn though on this card, self-destructive devotion. So for a lot of you, it feels like whoever you're romantically interested in, your devotion to them is self-destructive. It's preventing you like, from becoming this King of Wands to create your best life. I'm sorry to deliver the message to you, but, it's important to know the truth. That's how we grow. And everyone has to face harsh truths, my friend. Trust me. I face them every day, especially because I read cards every day. So, yeah. For some of you, you actually are a teacher already, and I'm feeling you have a workplace romance that is holding you back. So that feels tricky, but it does need to be let go. And not because it's a workplace romance, but because they're just holding you back in general. Or you're a teacher and you have a crush on another teacher and you do a lot for them, but like they don't for you. It's like self-destructive devotion in that way. The light attribute of the beggar confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. I'm getting the sense instead of like begging for attention from your lover, you're going to turn your attention inwards in order to work on your self-esteem. And then when you do that, you're going to realize where you want to direct your energy, your fiery willpower, where you actually should make your emotional investments, and how to really pursue your dreams in life. Because the bottom of the deck is the Fool. I'm also reading this as a fresh new start, a beginning, which is what the Fool represents in the Rider-Waite Tarot, which are these cards. So just as long as you are willing to clear out what needs to be cleared out, it feels like some relationships, or one in particular, you can have this fresh start. You can really pursue your dreams and really like empower yourself. It says empowerment, you know? Shadow attribute of the hedonist. So I'm sensing that for some of you who are in a relationship where it's self-destructive devotion, you have really good sex with them. Like it's just really pleasurable. Like you find a lot of pleasure in it. You know, there's that positive aspect to the relationship. However, now I'm seeing with the shadow attribute, it says, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. So that's for you. And then it says, indulges at the expense of others. Feels like that's for whoever you're being romantic or sexual with. They may not be aware of it. Some people aren't consciously aware of their toxicity, but they do take advantage of you. So, like I said, these are general readings, guys. I'm channeling a bunch of different messages. Take what resonates. This is not a personal reading, okay? Yeah. It's like the general messages will apply for everybody, but they apply differently, like for the individual viewer. As soon as you turn your attention and devotion inward, you're going to be taken on this journey with the wisdom as light as a feather. Like it's going to be easier, and you're going to learn to have like a love relationship with yourself. And I'm picturing you kind of like moving along this path, and it seems barren, but then there will be like aha moments, and there will like be moments of beauty and magic along this path that you're taking by yourself. Okay. Wisdom is light as a feather. It's going to be easy. It's going to be easier than the dynamics you're used to having with people, and you have been having with people. But you do need to turn inward. You do need to work on your relationship with yourself, because that's where all the relationships start. Friendships, romance, sex. It's a reflection of how you are relating with yourself, your relationship with yourself. So you're being called to go on a journey of self-discovery and self-love. Self-esteem, channeling your energy better, and actually pursuing your dreams. Are you going to answer the call? Wisdom is light as a feather. Not only are you going to learn more about yourself, but you're going to learn more about like dynamics between people. I mean, I just feel like if you jump down the rabbit hole, it's going to be a beautiful learning experience for you. And you will be safe and protected, and you're going to feel a lot more peaceful than you do right now. And it may be boring at sometimes. It feels like you're kind of used to chaos, but it's just because you're used to it, you know? And it's definitely an energy that you want to break free from. I'm definitely seeing a lot of red here. So yeah, a lot of fire, a lot of passion. Directed appropriately, this could be extremely creative in all areas of your life. The fairy ring reversed. This is reminding me of what I said about like some of you having like a workplace romance, or maybe it's just like someone in your workplace that you're having sex with. I'm just seeing like a big group of people, and you're in this fairy ring, you know? New skills, advanced training, rapid improvements. Reversed. This group of people that you spend your time with is actually like stunting your growth, preventing you from learning new skills, from advancing your training in terms of whatever you want to pursue in life. Like I mentioned a bunch of different things, teaching, sports, etc. And as soon as you break free of this group of people, or this one relationship that's just really big and has a really big hold on you, you will see rapid improvements. Okay? I'm basically like, this is going to come to your life as soon as you break out of it, with this being reversed, okay? But also, this part of your life, another message was important for you to go through. Like, don't feel bad or ashamed or embarrassed or any of those emotions about this. You know, being around these people, it of course taught you something. It of course helped develop you. You know, it was part of your journey. It's just time to reroute. with this being reversed, a new world is born. This new world wants to be born. One that suits your childhood dreams, channels your energy correctly, presents healthy relationship dynamics to you, people who appreciate your passion, and you'll be feeling better about where your passion's going. You won't feel like overwhelmed by it and by your own thoughts and by your interactions with people. You're going to be like the life of the party. Like I just see you being like friends with everybody and like spreading good cheer. Like not just for the holidays, but in general, like I feel like you've been confined to this small group of people or to this relationship, which has been confining like this big spirit you have. Yeah, this is the last card of this deck too. So it's like you're at the end and you're at the beginning of a new chapter in your life. And you're being trusted with a lot of power if you answer the call. Okay, and then your Disney princess cards. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles reversed. Whatever this group situation is, whether you're spending a lot of time with your family or you're spending a lot of time in the workplace or, friend gatherings, etc., this group of people that you spend most of your time with could be a couple different groups, and it could just be like conversations on the phone. It's not working for you anymore. This is further reiterating that with the Ten of Pentacles being reversed. King of Pentacles reversed. Could be a domineering male influence in your life you should be aware of and pay attention to, especially in December. The need for healthy boundaries. King of Pentacles reversed. I'm also feeling like, you have two kings. King of Wands, King of Pentacles. But the King of Pentacles is reversed. Everything that you've grounded yourself into in your life, that you consider to be like your roots and your stability, it has to be shaken up in order for you to create this new beginning. As a king, feeling very strong male, outward willpower energy within you, whether you're a male or female. The Nine of Pentacles. This is all about like being single, pursuing what you want to pursue materially, in terms of your job, in terms of your money, in terms of like moving from this group and focusing on yourself. I'm getting another message of a domineering male influence with Belle because of the Beast. Be aware of this. It might be a woman who's just extremely masculine. For some of you, this is representing that lover archetype. Whoever represents that for you in your life. This could be somebody who's like a boss or a parent in this life who was like a lover in your past life, where you still have like that kind of toxic dynamic present. It happens more than you may be aware of, No need to judge. Yeah, just a need to focus on yourself. I mean, that's all. Why do I feel like there's more for you? That's your reading. I don't know, maybe I feel like there's more for you because you should seek out a personal reading. But that's up to you. If you want to, my information is below. Okay. Also, be careful that you're not overindulging in December with the hedonist. There it is. With the shadow attribute of the hedonist, try not to overindulge like in food specifically to deal with how you're feeling. It's just not good for you. It's not going to be helpful along your path. If anything, focus on food like fruits, vegetables, water, if you can. I mean, I know it's more difficult in the winter, but this will basically just make you feel more low and unable to like do the work that needs to be done. So beware. Okay, that's it. Now it feels done. 3. Pile 3. Cute little guy. December. Pile 3. The world reversed. Almost to the end of a cycle. A big cycle. Queen of Cups reversed. A big cycle that involves your emotions. Something toxic. You're at the end of a toxic emotional cycle in your life. Page of Cups. For some of you, it's important to make that apology that you've been thinking about. It'll make you feel better. It'll help release all these feelings that you've been keeping bottled in with this being reversed. You know, it's kind of like dumping it out. For others of you, you're going to receive an apology in December that you need in order to move on. For others of you, you kind of need to, as weird as this sounds, like embody this emotion for yourself, because the apology isn't going to come out of pride and ego that you've been waiting on, okay? You need to embody this forgiveness, you know, because Page of Cups can be an apology, but Page of Cups can also be forgiving somebody. So in order to close out this emotional cycle, whatever you've been in your head about, whatever really gets you upset, you know, something that's been happening over and over. It could be with different people, but it's like the same dynamic. Or it could just be with one person. It could be like an emotional dynamic you had with your parents or people who raised you that kind of, you know, what's the word? It kind of spilt over into other relationships of your life, but the emotional dynamic was always the same. There's a need for forgiveness and simplicity in order to move on. Three of Cups. I'm getting a message of celebration. So, you know, it's like, I think it's a message like your whole December isn't going to just be about like dealing with this heavy emotional energy and closing out this big toxic cycle, okay? I think it's a message of like, you are going to come to this like fresh emotional start after dealing with your feelings, either internally or with somebody else. And then like, you're also going to find it easier to celebrate. You're going to find like, you'll be at parties. You'll be seeking out parties, celebrations. I'm seeing a lot of sparkle. I'm feeling a lot of celebration here. Like, this feels like it's going to be like your breath of fresh air while dealing with all this. With the Temperance card being reversed. Yeah, I think this further talks about like the need. A lot of you are not going to want to fill your own cup, you know, because here's the cup, here's the cup, here's the cup. It's all emotions, okay? This cycle with the world, it's emotional and long-lasting, something that's been going on in your life for quite some time. Possibly, like I said, with different people, but the same emotional dynamic. With the Temperance card being reversed, it's like, I feel like a lot of you are resisting filling your own cup and forgiving, because the apology you want is not going to come for a lot of you, actually. And I'm not saying you don't deserve it, okay? Like, don't get mad at me. I'm not saying you don't deserve it. Probably you do. But your lesson in this December is to fill your own cup, and you're resisting it. But it's what you need in order to close this cycle and deal with these heavy emotions and move on. Like, you just have to forgive someone who's not giving you the apology. You have to try and like forgive that everyone comes from their own level of understanding and consciousness and evolution, and some people are unwilling to put their pride aside and move on. But, you know, if you want to move on, you have to find it within yourself to forgive. Fill your own cup emotionally. Don't rely on this outside source. You know, when I say outside source, like apology from somebody else, an outside source. your lesson is to be like your own like emotional fulfillment and stability, to try tap in more to compassion. Okay. The Lovers being reversed. Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure for all of you, you're waiting on an apology from somebody you were romantic with, someone you had a relationship with, or you're going through a breakup in December. And in order to move past it and to start like a whole new like emotional cycle in your life, you're both going to have to like come to the energy of apologies or forgiveness or both. And acceptance, like just acceptance and letting it go. The Hierophant reversed, I'm hearing it's time. With the Hierophant, this can represent like part of your soul's contract. Like this relationship, it feels like a big one. Like you know which relationship I'm talking about. Whether you're breaking up with them or you've already broken up with them, okay? It was part of your soul's contract to be in the relationship, but it's over now. So in order to move on from it, it's going to take like forgiveness and compassion, whether or not there's apologies exchanged, is what I'm feeling. Yeah, with the Ten of Swords being reversed and the World card being reversed, like the Ten of Swords is supposed to be like the end of mental anguish, like the end of a very like mentally exhausting cycle. Upright. The 10 is the end. But with it being reversed, it's like you're kind of stuck in your own thoughts of like they should apologize. This is what they did wrong. Instead of tapping into that emotional energy of like forgiveness and compassion. For some of you, this I was already feeling like for some of you, it's like you're leaving a family situation. Like either you live with your family, like on their property or something. Or for some of you, it's like you're leaving a marriage. But it is time for that marriage to end. Yeah. But with the Ten of Pentacles being upright, I'm also sensing a message of like, during this time, family, there is family around you that wants to celebrate with you. So if you can like try and like seek out these people, it could even be like old friends you haven't talked to in a really long time. Or just like your friend group in general, like it's a very strong message here of like, this is all very like negative and dark, but needs to be dealt with, okay? And it is the end of a very toxic emotional cycle, but like there's still a lot of abundance around you and parties and celebrations and like people where it's positive. So don't forget about that. Make sure to make time for it. This doesn't have to be a totally heavy month. Okay, with the Emperor reversed. Okay, you are more feminine in nature. You're more emotional, whether you're aware of this or not, okay? You just, it's like more natural for you. And the person that you're dealing with and expecting an apology from and possibly breaking up with, or an ex from your past, is more masculine. Let me know if you need me to clarify that. They're also very controlling. They're used to being in charge. They like to have a hold on the reins. But it feels toxic. It doesn't feel like positive. Which is why this needs to be let go of. And like I said, you can only let go of something in compassion and forgiveness and understanding. That's literally the only way to let go of anything. Acceptance. Like, you just have to accept what happened, let it go, and move on. And I know it sounds easy, and it's not. Trust me, okay? I know it's not easy, but you just have to figure out how to do it. Like I said in the last reading, if you want a personal reading, my information is below. We can dive more deep into like your personal story. This is a general reading. Okay, we've got the archetype cards. Okay, so the victim, light attribute though, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized. Okay? whoever this is, this Emperor, this could also be someone like present in your family who's similar in nature to like one of your exes, like overly controlling, overly masculine, pushy, manipulative. Yeah. Overly controlling. But you're in December, you're look, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized. Like you're not going to take this from anyone. Whoever is trying to. And also you're going to stop victimizing yourself in your own mind. Like I'm sensing an aha moment in December for you where you're like, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself anymore. I'm sick of feeling sorry for myself. I'm ready to do whatever I need to do to move on, which is really great. Okay. It's funny, I pull these sometimes. This is like a blank slate. I'm feeling like you can be anybody you want to be. But not around the controlling exes of your past. And you can't be anyone you want to be while you're still mad at them. Okay, shadow attribute of the servant, using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. Okay, so that story that I said about you living on your family's property, there is likely whoever owns the property is the overly controlling one who is similar to at least one person you dated, if not like a lot of them, maybe even all of them, and you need to break free of this person. And until you break free of this person, it's going to be very difficult, like, to understand, like, what a healthy dynamic is and, like, be ready for it and not have this other person's energy, like, dragging you down. It's possible that you can set boundaries with this person, but it feels very difficult. And it feels like you rely on them for money in some way, and they're kind of using that, okay? I think you're going to be sick of that, though. And you're like, I think you're going to be ready to, like, make the money you need to make. Let's dive more into that. Okay, then you've got the shadow attribute of the gambler, relying on luck rather than hard work. Maybe you're expecting, like, opportunities to fall into your lap for money, but it's like, that's not how it's going to work. And until, like, you deal with all your feelings and really move on from what's bothering you, emotionally speaking, you're not going to feel empowered enough to seek out the money that you need. Excuse me. Let's clarify financially what I'm speaking of for December. With the gambler, with the servant, with the victim, the finances for December, what you need to know. Nine of Cups. Yeah, as soon as you're just happy in your own presence and you're not bogged down by your own mind and your own feelings, and you've really got, like, your emotions like your ducks in a row emotionally, and just feeling, like, content in general, that's when the money's going to start flowing. I really feel like, or, you know, the opportunities. Let's see. Financial for December. That is where it begins, though, you know, from that inner place. I'm also getting a sense with the Nine of Cups, like opportunities that are emotionally fulfilling. Let's just see. As soon as you do this work, as soon as you finish this work, break free of controlling outside influences. Finances, here we go. Okay. Yeah, there's a need for a while to kind of just, like, be still and reflect and really find that, like, true forgiveness and compassion and moving on. Letting everything go. Being completely emotionally satisfied in yourself. Okay? Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups reversed. Breaking free of the past. And then these are both, like, very promising financial cards. Not only is money going to flow to you, but opportunities are going to flow to you in December if you do this work. If you really, like at the beginning of December, embody this energy, the Four of Swords, being still, reflecting, healing, integrating, purging, meditating, connecting with yourself. How are you feeling? Like really doing it to come to this emotionally satisfied place. And then seeing opportunities and money and things, like they'll just come to you because you're in this satisfied, healed place. And yeah, you just need to break free of past romantic relationships, family relationships, whoever you're relying on for money. It's time to break free of that. Could just be like insurance, like anything financial. And your last archetype card is the Magical Child, light attribute, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. Yeah, you're going to embody this energy as soon as you're done with this emotional healing. And that is going to attract a lot of abundance. I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with the tarot and the oracle cards, but Magical Child, Nine of Cups, and Queen of Pentacles, especially when I was specifically asking about your finances, I think you're going to see a drastic change in December if you really integrate the final stretch of the healing in the beginning of December. Yep. Okay. Now for your Oracle of the Shapeshifters, you've got your imaginary friend, childhood treasures resurface. There is a reason why you've been living with family or dependent on family. It was like you see them in a brighter light, or you were able to like discover things, actual things, or just have realizations about them, about the dynamics, about how things happen in the past, the stories you tell yourself. You know, it's like treasures are resurfacing from your dealings with your family. Also, a treasure being like you're identifying the emotional patterns that you have with others outside of your family in order to change them, in order to heal from them. The butterfly ferrets, I am reborn in reverse. Yeah, I mean, you have to be really emotionally vulnerable with yourself, but you are being protected. You will be reborn from this, but it will be a very emotionally grueling, but also really beautiful if you allow it to be. I think maybe you're just not used to like tapping into all your feelings. You're going to feel a lot of different feelings at once because she's very, she's feeling a lot. She's real overwhelmed that she's kind of tearing up. But once you do, look, you'll be reborn. And then the 5 is a number of change. And your life's going to change. You're going to become more self-sufficient, self-satisfied, abundant on your own. Okay, and then your Disney princess cards. You've got the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Don't take on too much in the beginning of the month. The beginning of the month is dedicated to emotional healing, okay? If you take on too much, you're going to physically exhaust yourself and potentially even get sick, is what I'm hearing. So don't take on too much in terms of like jobs, responsibilities. If your family asks you to do too much, like part of your lesson right now is learning to say no to things for yourself, just to make sure that you're taking good care of yourself. Also, this time is like basically like cut out for you to do the healing that needs to be done. The 5 of Crowns reversed. I'm getting a message here of the Cinderella story. Don't expect like a prince to save you from this shitty situation with your family, or a princess, an outside person outside of yourself. You need to be the one to do it. And also to prove to yourself that you can do it. There's another 5, though. 5 is a number of change. Yeah, okay. And then we've got the Eight of Crowns. So I'm seeing like just a real strong message of you becoming the Sultan. The story changing. You know how the live action version was Jasmine becoming Sultan? The story changed from the animated version? That's it. You don't need to wait for a prince or a king, okay? Or, depending on your gender and sexual orientation, apply whichever gender works. I'm not going to walk through them all. Just please try to be open-minded as I am. But I was talking earlier about how you need to change the story. You're changing the story. You're starting to see more treasures. Childhood treasures resurface in all different ways. Mental, emotional, actual things that are sparking emotions. So the story is changing just as it did in the Aladdin live action. And, reclaiming, tapping into like your femininity and then reclaiming your power as a leader, as a king. I mean, Sultan usually represents king. So, this is an emotional cycle for you. Emotions are feminine. Obviously men have emotions too, but I'm picking up like a feminine emotional cycle, okay? With the Queen of Cups and, the world being reversed. So it's like dealing with your feelings, being open to feeling them. That's feminine. There it is. There it is. There it is. So you can reclaim your own power to save yourself, to run your own kingdom. Boom. There's your reading. My information for personal readings is below if you want to get more in depth into your actual personal story. These are general readings, guys. Remember, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest. Also, make sure you're choosing the right pile. Or sometimes it'll be a combination of two piles. Okay? 4. This cute little guy. Alrighty. Queen of Wands reversed. The Magician reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed. Okay. 2 of Pentacles reversed. 7 of Pentacles. The Empress reversed. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. 10 of Wands reversed. I'm channeling this one a little bit differently. Bear with me. 9 of Pentacles reversed. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Can you see them all? Yes, perfect. Okay, let's start with these. You tend to get involved with, romantically speaking, with like dark, sexy, manipulative types, with the Queen of Wands being reversed. And you're very fiery and passionate as well, but more flighty. Like you're in and out a lot of relationships with kind of these types of women, or men who are just like really tapped into that like female dark female dark destructive energy. There we go. That can manifest positively or negatively. I'm reading it, I don't know. Mostly negative. There may have been some relationships you've had with someone who, like, I don't know, had that like maybe just in the bedroom, but it was fun, where then it's not so negative. Basically just like dark, feminine, destructive energy. Just darkness. Female, powerful. And then you are kind of a Casanova type, in and out of relationships with these types of women who are either like this in general, where it's really toxic, or like have this kind of dark feminine energy as an aspect of their personality. Your energy matches up with theirs in a certain way. Like you have kind of like a dark, passionate personality. You never found fulfillment though in these types of relationships. I think your lack of commitment to these types of relationships are because, like, your mom kind of had this in her personality, some dark femininity. So you were kind of like playing out the dynamic with your mother in all these different relationships, but you were never fully in it because you didn't want to have a relationship with someone like your mother. But you've been kind of stuck in that cycle. Feels like you're either breaking out of it in December, or you're still kind of in this energy, like still kind of seeing people who are like that, still kind of having like a weird dynamic with your mom. In one way or another, okay? But the Empress is like the queen of all queens. It's like mother energy, and it's reversed. So it doesn't, exactly feel positive. I'm hearing overbearing and controlling. So maybe just too masculine, not embracing like her feminine energy as much as she should have as a mother. It feels like you kind of just didn't know how to have any other kind of relationship, like dynamic outside of this. So you were kind of always searching for that in a partner. Subconsciously though, it's not what you really actually want. I'm getting an energy of like some of you, like a good chunk of you, have been single though for a while. You've been out of these relationships for a while. I'm hearing transforming your dynamic with your mom, being single. You're not happy being alone. You want to manifest a better type of relationship with the Magician, but you don't know how. So you're kind of channeling your energy into like outside pursuits in your life. It feels like your job specifically, your finances specifically, but you're like overdoing it because you know that you want to be channeling this energy into like building the right type of relationship. It feels like you really want one. You're not happy being single. So yeah, you're exhausted because you're taking on too much because you're trying to overcompensate for what you actually want. So, like I said, take what resonates. There's a few different groups of you. All of you are at the end of a cycle in your life. Either like you've already identified this or you're about to identify it. It's time to come out of this ending. It's exhausting you. Okay, whether you're doing too much in terms of like your finances and career, or you're still dabbling in these types of relationships, or you're still having like a toxic dynamic with your mother, don't resist the end. Put down the burdens. With the 10 of Wands being reversed, put down these burdens. Burdens of your status, of your career, of your money. Burdens of like dalliances, burdens of past relationships, burdens of any relationship you have presently, even if they're just sexual, okay? Burdens of toxic dynamics with your mother. It feels very strongly like you're just going to have to really figure out how to deal with your mom. She feels very cunning. Boundaries, boundaries are great. They're difficult, but if you can figure it out, sometimes everyone's different in terms of how you need to work out boundaries. You just got a lot going on in December, it feels like. I need to balance it out. You're overdoing it. I'm hearing reap what you sow with the 7 of Pentacles. Reap what you sow. But I'm also feeling a sense of like redesigning what you've sown, if that makes sense. You just don't know how. So the Knight of Pentacles being here, this is like slow and steady movement towards your goal. Feels like you have a lot to deal with still, kind of in all areas of your life. I'm sensing your friendships are pretty solid though, which is good. A good thing to rely on when everything is changing like this. A need to not invest so much time in finances and career. A need to pull back from the relationships you never wanted to be a part of in the first place. A need to set healthy boundaries with your cunning mother. And a need to figure out how to manifest like your next relationship. And I'm not saying you're going to like know right off the bat how to have a healthy relationship, but I think you need to at least just one step at a time. I mean, that's exactly what this Knight of Pentacles is talking about. It's just you need to take it one step at a time. But it's not going to happen if you don't take the first step. There it is. That's your message. It can be figured out. One step at a time. Okay, that's just the beginning of your reading, so let's keep going. You've been hesitating to make the steps that you actually need to make. Pull back your energy from your finances and career, and any dalliances if you're still involved, and your mother, even just for the time being, and channel that energy in taking the first step towards a healthy relationship. You know what? I'm going to pull a romance angel card for you before I get into the rest. Oh. Keep an open mind. Okay. Let's see. I feel like there's more. Children. Okay. One more. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely someone new you want to pursue. Either like your soulmate is going to come into your life in December and you're going to need to keep an open mind, or you already know who they are and you just need to keep an open mind that they'll be receptive to you and willing to work with you. You know, if they're a soulmate, they're on your team. And it's meant for you. You know, it's not going to be toxic. There may be certain things that need to be addressed. But, I mean, soulmates are supposed to help you grow. And it feels like you want to grow, you know. You want to get out of all this energy and have a healthy relationship. Your love life is being affected by children. You may have been hesitant because your soulmate has children. But I'm hearing you might be pleasantly surprised. I can speak as a mom. When I was pregnant, I went to a psychic and I was like, am I even ready for this? And the psychic was like, if you weren't ready, you wouldn't have been blessed with a child. So it's like, you may kind of feel like, am I ready for this if they have a kid? But it's like the same thing, but different story. You wouldn't be attracted to this person who has a child unless it was like meant to be a part of your journey. Another thing, children, being around them, interacting with them, helps heal your inner child because you can allow your inner child to come out around them safely because their innocent nature makes you feel safe enough to do it. So it's extremely healing. And I think actually, like, if your soulmate has a child, it's going to be extremely healing for you, whether you're aware of it or not. I know you're terrified. I'm feeling like for some of you where this story applies, you're terrified. But it's going to be like really, you're going to be pleasantly surprised by how I'm actually feeling like extremely positive it's going to be. It's like, even if you have a wounded inner child, children don't look at you through that lens. If anything, like, they shine compassion onto that and help heal you. Whew. I'm also getting another message, like, for those of you where your soulmate does not have children, being with this person who's really different from your usual type and expectations is going to help heal your inner child. So yeah, if you already have this person in mind or they come into your life in December, they're going to be very different than your mom and all your dalliances, but in a good way because they're your soulmate. How cool. I don't even know if you were here to find out about your soulmate, but December feels very strong for soulmate energy for you. I feel like there's one more. Is there? Just want to be sure. Yep. It's safe for you to love. Oh, that's so beautiful for you to be getting, because I feel like you're terrified and you know who this person is already. Let me know if it's different, though. If it is, then you're going to meet this person in December and it's going to blow your mind. Bottom of the deck, you're not giving this relationship a chance. This person you've had your eye on. Yes, they are different than what you're used to. Oh, sorry, I'm on my lock screen, which is super weird. That never happens. Hello? Now it's not letting me type my... Oh, here we go. Just give me a second. Okay, are we still on? Oh, good. Okay, so I'm actually fairly confident you all know who this person is, and they're very new and different. You're going to be pleasantly surprised by how they resonate with you, though, because they are your soulmate. They may just seem more different than they actually are. They're just different than, the people you're used to dating and having sex with, and, different than your mom, which is really good, actually. I'm not saying your mom's terrible, but, they're not going to be like your mom. All these people you've been having dalliances with have been, kind of like your mom in some way, whether you've been, consciously aware of it or not. Okay. So, with this being reversed, it's the bottom of the deck energy. You're not giving it a chance. You're not working on it. You're avoiding it and, burying your head in work is what I'm hearing. And also be careful, because all this Capricorn energy in December may, exacerbate that. And it's not working for you, okay? You're just exhausted and you're avoiding what you really want. Okay, so, you're not giving it a chance. You're not working on it. All you have to do is make the first step. Knight of Pentacles. You don't have to jump into anything. You don't have to rush into anything. You just have to, slow and steady. This is the slow and steady night, okay? And it's not going to be as scary as you think it is. You're really in your head about this. It's really not going to be that scary. And then with this card, it's safe for you to love. It's so beautiful. I definitely felt before, a sense of, being terrified. But it's safe for you to care about this person. And you are going to end up loving this person if you don't already know that you love them already. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. You've been exhausting yourself, it feels like, your whole life with these, fiery and dark romances and sexual dalliances. But it's time for you to feel, safe and passionate with your soulmate. Heal your inner child. Possibly have the beautiful experience of dealing with children. And I'm feeling like a lot of you have this all or nothing mentality. You have to jump in and be the parent to this child. You don't. You can just be a homie to this kid. And you can decide, what I love about this time in human existence, I am going to chime in here, is families being redefined. You can make it whatever you want. Yep, that's basically it. I thought it was going to be a rant, but it wasn't. So, there you go. All right, now on to your archetype cards. You've got the shadow attribute of the visionary, the shadow attribute of the monk/nun. Oh, yeah, you've been hermiting. You've been, not wanting to deal with this. Storyteller, light attribute. And then the Messiah, light attribute. Let's start with these. For your current journey in December. Okay, shadow attribute of the visionary, selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. Oh, now I get it. Okay, you are a visionary. You're meant to be a Messiah, serving humanity with humility, transforming things on a spiritual level. But feels like your career, you have been compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. But that's not what you're supposed to be doing with it. You're supposed to be like lifting people up with it. Money may come out of it, but it's not the point of it. It feels like you're going to be financially taken care of and abundant, especially if you're doing the spiritual work. Basically, your spiritual calling is to be a Messiah, and you think your calling is to make it smaller, put it in a profession, and make a certain amount of money out of it. But it's like once you actually become brave enough to embody this Messiah, you're going to be even more abundant. Because once you're actually fulfilling your spiritual calling, your destiny, your dreams, then abundance naturally flows to you in the form of opportunities, money, recognition, which leads to opportunities and money, etc. So you definitely needed to hear that, okay? Because your job, it involves your visions in some way, but it's not as large scale as it's meant to be, okay? Storyteller. Definitely feeling like songwriting. Ability to express and experience life through stories and symbols. You have a really beautiful way of like teaching people spiritual lessons through an artistic medium, and that is part of your calling. The monk nun, shadow attribute, negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. You're hermiting too much. Possibly even judging society too much and thinking you have to be a certain way in society because they're so judgmental. But they actually need to be led by you. Not just you, but like, that's the deal. There's other messiahs, but you're one of them. Twin flame could apply for you. Oh, where's the other one? Wasn't there another one? Where did it go? Is that it? Oh, did I just move them? Okay. Yeah. I swear there was another one. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so for your Oracle of the Shapeshifters, you've got Dragonfly Mermaid. You've attracted wonderful news, but in reverse. I actually think that maybe you're going to be getting some like harsh email or phone call about your career, your job, your pursuits, your finances, stocks, investments, the bank, something along those lines. You're going to be receiving the opposite of wonderful news with this being reversed. But it's like basically meant to be a wake-up call that like what you're investing in right now is not living up to your fullest potential, and you're investing too much of your time and your energy and your passion into these projects, into this job, into your status, when you're really supposed to be channeling it somewhere else. So this is actually a blessing in disguise. This is kind of like the universe showing you that it's time to redirect your energy, that like this isn't really working. This isn't what you're supposed to be doing. Because the universe wants to help you get on the right track. Make your life even better. Make your life even, like, your status elevated. Your bank account elevated. It's not like the universe is trying to be, like, taking your status and your money. The universe is trying to teach you, like, be more brave, and it's going to get even better. And it's safe to put yourself out there. I know you've been through a lot. But, look. It's safe for you to put yourself out there. It's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to open your heart. It's actually part of your calling. It feels like a lot of divine masculines are going to pick this pile because, we're going through this shift in society where, like, there's a lot of angry feminine energy. Personally, it's like I understand it, but we do have to come to a point of forgiveness and, like finding equal balance between feminine and masculine, between men and women. So like you're meant to be an example of like an exalted man, of a sweet man, like a generous, powerful man, okay, with an open heart, which is going to give you a lot of power. and status and money, etc. You know, on top of like just like being true to your heart. And it feels like a lot of that is going to have to do with this relationship. If you open yourself up to it, all you have to do is take that first step. Sorry, I'm saying that so much, but it's really important. Okay. The Mermaid of Immersion, complete commitment. So in December and right now, you're purifying yourself. Like this card talks about the clownfish purifying this mermaid of talk. Seriously, that screen again? Oh, I just saw 55 on my laptop. Change. There's a lot of change happening for you too. I'm just going to keep going. Okay, sorry about that. The Mermaid of Immersion, complete commitment. This card talks about the clownfish are purifying toxins out of this mermaid, okay? Also, this card talks about how you've only been like halfway committing yourself to living the truth of your soul and not following through all the way. I'm going to read it to you. And I'm sorry if it sounds harsh, okay, but I'm just trying to deliver the truth so your life can get even better. Okay. I'm being drawn to this part. You will no longer need to concern yourself with so much protection, as the changes you are making will make you virtually invisible to troubles and harmful others who once would disturb you. This immersion is the road to real rebirth. All will change and you will finally be fully alive to your true self. Okay. I just want to make sure that this is getting on camera because it fully supports all the messages in your reading, which is so beautiful. The Mermaid of Immersion speaks. It has come time to completely involve yourself. You have been holding back, only going so far with a new project or with a commitment to yourself, always pulling back at the last moment from taking the step. I can't make this up. You are holding a part of yourself back, watching, judging, always assessing whether this is right or wrong. You are surrounding yourself with what you consider to be protection and what humans call buffer zones. And you claim you want change. You claim you wish to understand. You claim you wish to have this done. If this is true, then the time has come to take a deep breath, dive off the edge of the cliff, and immerse yourself fully in the waters of change. 55. I just saw the 55. Go underneath to the truth of what has happened and surround yourself only with what supports that change. The time has come to remove the buffer zones and to have enough faith in your friendships, I'm reading this upside down, and family relationships to know that if they are meant to be, they will be there when you return. You need not take this plunge. It is not compulsory, but it is what you have claimed you wanted. Come with me. I will teach you how to breathe underwater. And then finally, the truth you have claimed you have been reaching for will be yours. Wow. Whew, I feel like we could end your reading there, but you still have more cards. How amazing is that? Wow. Okay, I'm also seeing like a lot of color in both of these. Color. See, I think you're a very colorful personality. Appreciates the dark and the light. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by like how alike your soulmate is in this way. Not everyone is the same. You've just been stuck in a loop that started with your mom. Okay? I'm not judging, okay? Because like we all go through like different types of things we need healing from. And some of us have to like heal from like our mother and our father. And I don't know, maybe you do too, but we're not talking about that right now. Okay. So, sorry, I'm at the end of the reading and I'm like so tired. Strange companions in stranger places. Challenges, use your imagination. So this, I'm sensing, is like all about getting creative in your boundaries with your mother. I don't think that maybe you necessarily need to cut her out of your life completely, unless you really want to. I mean, that's up to you. But, you know, like I said, she's very cunning, so you just have to be really creative, which I can already tell you are with your colorful personality and your storyteller ability. Just use your imagination in your dealings with her. if you really embrace your own power, you'll be able to do this like a lot easier than you thought. The power dynamic can shift. It's been a certain way because obviously like you were a baby when she was an adult. So it's like, it's time for the power to switch, the dynamic to switch. And then you'll use your power wisely. I'm confident of that. And kindly. And remember to do so. But I'm also remembering the story of this card. It talks about like Alice in Wonderland and Snow White each have their own individual journeys of the heroine to take, right? Where they're like, in the end, they're triumphant and successful, and they had to go through like all these trials and lessons to evolve and become powerful. But this card talks about like at the end of their journeys and their paths come together, and then it's like they take a whole new journey together, both standing in their power. So I feel like this is also talking about your soulmate. So as much as you've been going through difficult things regarding family, it feels like your soulmate was likely going through those things too. Another reason why I'm feeling like this is a twin pile, because your twin is your mirror. They're going through what you're going through in a different way, but it's like the same. So yeah, I mean, I'm feeling a strong energy and message of like, it's time to come together and to stand in your power together and to like learn what that means, like to have that kind of relationship with somebody. Because when you're truly standing in your power, it's not like manipulative or controlling. It's just like, it's refreshing when you're confident and someone else around you is confident. It's not draining. It's like you add to each other's energy, you know? Relationships and friendships. Okay, and then you've got Disney princess cards. So Queen of Pentacles reversed definitely feels like your mom. She's feeling off kilter because you're changing. Yeah, and maybe she's always kind of seen you as like her partner in life in one way or another. Like a partner in some way, like you're the king to her queen. So she's feeling unbalanced and ungrounded. You're not wanting to play that role anymore for her. But in order to come together with your soulmate, I mean, this has to change. So this feels like it's still changing in December. But like I said, use your imagination. I'm getting like third party energy with this 3, but reversed. So it's like breaking out of like your mom being the third party, or even just the energy of your mother. Like I was saying in the beginning of this reading, like you may still be involved in like even just communicating with these people or having dreams about them, or maybe like, you know, they're still showing up where you are or whatever. There may still need to be some closure from like these people you've dated and had sex with and had relationships with. Basically, the third party energy keeping you from your soulmate has been the energy of your mother, whether it's actually your mother or it's that kind of dark femininity. Wow, that is kind of hard to say. Present in any kind of sexual, romantic dalliance or relationship you've had. So it's like, I think December is like still about you breaking out of that. Maybe even multiple relationships, but it's like good, you're really facing it. It feels like it's really happening. Oh, how funny. So instead of it being like a third party energy keeping you, you know, like three's a crowd from like this beautiful soulmate relationship, which feels extremely transformative for both of you. It's like more about like celebration of this like new woman, and also like you learning about like what a woman who truly stands in her power in an authentic, loving way looks like and functions like and acts like, and you being like really amazed by that. That's what I'm getting here. I'm seeing this 3 more as like 3 of Cups, celebration, and like you just like admiring her and what she stands for and who she is. She also feels like really beautiful. Like maybe she has like really long, beautiful hair. Yeah. That's December, guys. I think I'm going to do another reading today, but I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do at least one more. So please be sure to like and subscribe and leave comments. Bye.